Hello, Year 10s. So we're starting Act 4, and I have given it like a summative title of Resistance and Revenge. Resistance, rising up, going against someone else. Revenge, trying to get back at someone who's harmed you in some way. So a quick summary of the scene. Macbeth, this time, actively seeks the witches out, and we see them almost knowing that he's coming, and they're busy putting a spell and a charm together, placing all sorts of evil ingredients into a pot to create some kind of terrible spell. So Macbeth arrives and he demands to speak to them and that they answer his questions. Part of his hubris, his pride, is that when given the choice, he chooses to go above the witches and listen to their masters. And it's the masters who bring forth these apparitions, these ghosts, which come out of the cauldron. And they give him some more predictions and some advice. And at the end of the scene, Macbeth declares his intentions to destroy Macduff and his entire family. Now, this is a bit of an illogical thing to do. There's no real reason to want to kill Macduff's entire family. Part of his irrational behavior. It's almost as if because he hasn't managed to murder Fleance, he's going to do the next best thing, even though Macduff's children are not in line to become king. Right, we've got a link to the Spark Notes again if you want to have a read of the modern version to make sure that you understand. Use that resource, it's there for you. And I wanted to mention that I'm going to play the audio. I haven't copied the notes from the audio directly onto every single slide. What I have done though is added some questions. I've put some themes in. I still have our quotable quotes in there. But I'd like you to use the questions that I've put on the PowerPoint to really help you start being independent. What do you think things mean? I want to start seeing you guys being a little bit more active in your annotations and telling me your thoughts and opinions on things. So as far as possible, try and have a go at answering the questions. You don't need to do those on paper. They can be as annotations in your book.
Act 4, Scene 1. We're back with the three witches in front of a boiling cauldron. We've met the witches twice before. Remember, everything in this play is in threes, and this is their third and last appearance.
Thrice the brinded cat hath mewed,
Thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31, sweltered venom sleeping got, boil thou first to the charmed pot.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble.
The ingredients going into the pot Shakespeare associates with evil or with the night. A brinded cat is a ginger or tabby. A hedge pig is a hedgehog, and it was believed that toads would increase in poison if they were kept under a stone. And so we have one that's been under a stone for a whole month.
Fillet of a fenny snake, in the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and howlet's wing. For a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth, boil and bubble.
Double, double,
toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, moor and gulf of the ravined salt sea shark, root of hemlock dipped in the dark, river of blaspheming Jew, gall of goat, and slips of you slivered in the moon's eclipse, nose of Turk and Tartar's lips.
The witch's mummy is a wax image they stick a pin into, like a voodoo doll. They also include the throat, which is the gulf, and the stomach of a shark. Now, this is especially interesting because sharks do not sleep, and they act like killing machines, just like Macbeth. Hemlock is included because of its association with the killing of Socrates. There's a blaspheming Jew's liver because the Jews are associated with the killing of Christ. A goat is famous for its lust, and the gallbladder is a part of its reproduction system, which is why that's added. Slips of yew are in the mix because yew trees grow in graveyards, and slivering or slicing some off during the moon's eclipse make it doubly potent. Shakespeare's generation didn't come across many foreigners, so the nose of a Turk and the lips of a Negro go in. Then the third witch fumbles in her ragged clothes and brings forth a tiny white finger. Now this is one of those child abuse images that run all the way through the play. A full-term pregnant prostitute, or drab, had squatted over a river or ditch, and as the unwanted child came out, had strangled it. The witches had snapped off the baby's finger to add to the potion.
Finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a trap, make the gruel thick and slap, add thereto a tiger's children for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Pretty impressive of Shakespeare to have found something to rhyme with cauldron. Chaudron is a part of the lower intestine.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good.
Here we have the second appearance of Hecate, who enters with her three witches, a musical combo of witches who will give us a few lines and then a song. Here again it seems too fanciful for Shakespeare with its talk of elves and fairies. It's closer in tone to the whimsy of A Midsummer Night's Dream, rather than the tense Macbeth.
Oh, well done. I commend your pains, and everyone shall share in the games. And now about the cauldron sing, like elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in.
And once more we have a song, Black Spirits, which also appears in Middleton's play The Witch.
Black spirits and white, black spirits and white, red spirits and white, red spirits and
And with that, Hecate and her three witches are off. And we go back to the claustrophobic, pulsing, trochaic meter of the true Shakespearean witches.
By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open, locks, whoever knocks.
Macbeth storms in. Note that she says, something wicked this way comes. Even the witches see that he has been taken by the dark side of his nature.
How now, you secret black and midnight hags? What is you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess, howe'er you come to know it, Answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though the yeasty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed corn be lodged and trees blown down, though castles topple on their warders' heads, though palaces and pyramids do slope their heads to their foundations, though the treasure of nature's Germans tumble altogether even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Important point. Macbeth once again doesn't care what happens to the future or to the world, as long as he gets his own way. He said in his first soliloquy, "I jumped the life to come." And now he says, "I don't care if churches are knocked down by the waves, where the wind blows down all the corn, where the castles topple and pyramids fall to the ground, whether the whole of nature's atoms are destroyed. I want to know what I want to know." Very selfish. And the first witch asks if he wants to hear it from them or their demonic masters.
Speak. Demand.
We'll answer.
Say if thou'dst rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
For in sow's blood that hath eaten her 9 farrow, grease that sweaten from the murderer's gibbet, throw into the flame.
The sow's blood is from one who's eaten all 9 of her piglets. Note the number being divisible by 3. Gibbets are the structures from which criminals are hanged, so the witches have got some grease from the rope of the gibbet where the flesh was compressed, and now the concoction is complete.
Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.